Good morning, boys. Welcome back to social science class. Dear boys, in our previous class, we had a discussion on a topic, the Earth, our living planet, under which so far we have traveled about the definition or the meaning, distribution of land and water bodies, and we also learnt about the latitudes and longitudes and also the local time. Today in this class we shall have a discussion on another important concept, it is standard time. Let us we have a discussion on standard time. Dear students, what do you mean by standard time? Why this standard time that we have taken? Why each country have a standard time? On these, let us we have a discussion in detail. First of all, let us we try to understand the meaning of standard time. Here it is, the uniform time which is followed throughout the country is called standard time. The uniform time which is followed throughout the country is called it as a standard time. What do you mean by this uniform time? Uniform time means the entire country fall under or that they follow a single time zone, that is what we call it as standard time. We will take our country, India, as an example. Here I have drawn the outline map of India. In this outline map of India, I have drawn one central line which is termed as 82.5 degree east longitude. 82.5 degree east longitude. What is this 82.5 degree east longitude? Which means it is the standard time of India. Sir, why we have taken 82.5 degree as a standard time? Why can't it be 72 or why can't it be 68 or why can't it be 95? Such question that arise in our mind. Why we have taken 82 only? Here, any line that passes through the central part of the country, that we call it as a central meridian, and that has to be considered as standard time of that country. Yes, India, if you take an example, this is the line that passes through the center of the country, that is 82.5 degree. So therefore, we have taken 82.5 degree as Indian standard time. That is what I have written, Indian standard time. In India, 82.5 degree east longitude is considered as Indian standard time, IST. Indian standard time, yes. Where this line passes or the longitude passes, it passes through a city of Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh. It passes through a city called Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh, that passes through. You know, just few minutes back I told you why we have taken 82 as a central meridian or Indian standard time. Why can't it be 72 or 68 or 95? Listen here, from east, so from west end to east end, listen here, this concept is very important. From west end to east end of our country, there are almost 29 longitudes that passes. I'll come again. There are almost 29 longitudes that passes from west to east or east to west. From one longitude to another longitude, as I told you in my previous class itself, there is a gap of how many minutes? 4 minutes. From one longitude to another longitudes. Just imagine 29 longitudes that passes from east to west. So 29 into 4, 116. 116 what? It is a minutes. 116 minutes is almost equal to 2 hours. That is 1 hour. In general, we can take 1 hour 56 minutes. Will round up to almost 2 hours. There is almost 2 hours of gap from west end to the east end. The person who is in Gujarat or the person who is in the easternmost state, Arunachal Pradesh, Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is almost a time gap of 2 hours. If you go according to the longitudinal time, say for example, if it is 2 o'clock here, what is the time there? It is 12 noon. If it is 2 p.m. here, it is 12 noon. Is it so? Or it differs, of course, vary from one longitude to another, almost 2 hours of gap from one east end to the west end, as I mentioned earlier. Or else if it is 4 o'clock here, it is 2 o'clock here. Like that it varies. Okay, there is a time gap of 2 hours from west end to the east end. But being in one geographical area, being in one country, we cannot follow 2 different times. It is difficult for everything, for the air traveling or for the railway convenience or for any working pattern. All these differs. So therefore, in order to avoid the confusion of these 2 hours gap from east end to the west end, we have drawn a single, that is a meridian, the central meridian, that we have drawn a central meridian, and that passes through the center of the country, and that is called as 82.5 degree east longitude. In order to avoid the confusion of time of 2 hours, we have drawn the central meridian. Based on this meridian or based on this central longitude, all our watches are set the timings. The person who is in Kashmir, or the person who is in Kanyakumari, or if the person is in Rann of Kutch or Gujarat or to the Arunachal Pradesh, they all will follow the same time, that is time of 82.5 degree east longitude. So that is why standard time is very important for every nation or for every country. Is this clear, boys? So what is standard time? The standard time means the uniform time which is followed throughout the country is called standard time. So that is the uniform time. 82.5 degree east longitude is considered as Indian standard time that passes through the city of Allahabad, which is in Uttar Pradesh. So that ends your standard time. And now we shall move on to another important concept. It's all about time zones. I hope you have come across with this word time zones in your previous levels. What do you mean by, it's just in revision, what is this time zone means? See, the whole world or the globe is divided into 24 time zones. The whole globe is divided into 24 time zones. I'll come again. If you have taken this, I'll go with the next point. Anyhow, you can pause the video and you can take down the notes. Local time. What do you mean by this? It's not time zones. Already I have completed this concept. Time zones. Yes. See, there are 24 time zones, or the whole world globe is divided into 24 time zones. It is divided into 24 time zones. Each country will fall one or the other time zones. There are some countries who are geographically very vast. They are geographically very vast and they cannot follow one time zone. They will follow more than one. There are some countries like Russia. Geographically, Russia is very big. United States of America, China, our neighboring country. All these nations are very big nations in its geographical boundary. So they cannot follow one time zone. So therefore, they'll follow more than one time zones because of its geographical vastness. The country which comes more than 2 to 3 hours of gap from one end to another end, definitely they will follow more than one time zone. Say the time gap from India west end to the east end, it is 2 hours of gap. If it is more than 2 hours of gap, then we would have follow one more time zone, to the eastern side one or to the western side one, western part one. So there are countries like Russia, United States of America, China, all these nations have more than one time zones. So therefore, the country who are all geographically big in its land area, they will follow more than one time zone. So therefore, the whole globe, as I told you, it is divided into 24 time zones, and it differs from one place to another place, as if you cross more than 2 to 3 hours, that is more than 45 degree, coming back to your longitudinal concept, from one longitude to another longitude, again 4 minutes gap, which I have told you. 15 degree is equal to 1 hour gap. More than that is 30 degree means 2 hours gap. Just as I told you, 29 longitudes means almost 30 longitudes here. The 30 longitudes or 29 longitudes means almost 2 hours of gap. More than 2 hours, if you go to 45 minutes, say for example Russia. Here in Russia, you know, it's a largest country in its area, geographical area. It is having 11 time zones. 11 time zones. The countries who are geographical area is large. The countries who are, or whose geographical area, whose geographical area is large or vast or big, they will follow more than one time zone. More than one time zone. Just now, example, Russia. They have 11 time zones. United States of America, they have 5 time zones. Take China or Canada. Even Canada also have 5 time zones. So like that, Australia, they have 3 time zones. Even China also have 2. So like that, there are so many countries, they'll follow more than one time zone because of its geographical vastness. So keeping all these in mind, dear students, we shall further move with another concept, important concept, and it's the last concept in your syllabus. It's all about international dateline. Now we shall have a discussion on international dateline. Yes.